Smelling very cherried, almondy, dripped in honey. No one really talks about these, or not enough really, is what I'm trying to say. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new here. My name is Maria, or it's MJ here on YouTube. And in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about fragrances that I would say probably have either been forgotten, probably had their little hype train, it died, people forgot about them, or fragrances that I just don't simply hear people talking about them. I'm gonna start off we're gonna do an order here. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna do some sort of order. Yeah, okay, we're gonna start off with like least kind of unique to most unique. So the first one that I have here is one that I recently talked about, and this is new to me, and this is Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid from Viktor and Rolf. This was recently gifted to me by Takara, and I say that this is probably the least unique just because it's just kind of like a simple vanilla, but it's a very well made vanilla. By the way, if you guys hear, that's my dog, she's here. I would put her outside. I feel bad because it's already late, so she's here with me. Do you guys want to see her actually? Hold on. This is Lexi. All right, time to go down. I have a full-on review on this perfume, so I'll link the video above. The vanilla in here is pretty similar to the vanilla in A La Folie, but of course A La Folie has the La Nuit DNA, and this one definitely has the Flower Bomb DNA. To me, it's very similar to Nectar. This is a more sensual, vanillic fragrance. I don't consider Nectar a vanilla perfume at all. Nectar is pretty like bright, you know. Now, even though it's not as unique as all the other perfumes that I'm gonna be mentioning later on, the reason I wanted to mention this one in this video is because it's pretty new, and I would say that has it gotten hype? There's a couple of videos on it, and it had like a quick grasp of hype, but oh, she just farted and it smells so bad. I have another dog, and her farts and poop do not smell as bad as hers, and I heard that's like a Frenchy thing. But anyways, the hype on this died down pretty quick. People either loved it or hated it. Now, I have actually gotten a couple of compliments from different people, and then that for me, it's usually what like makes a fragrance like amazing. Of course, because I enjoy it, but then like when other people perceive it on me in a great manner and I get complimented for it, I'm like, you passed the test, you passed the compliment test. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I also kind of get bored of wearing the same thing. Even though I have an extremely curated collection, I do like to wear my fragrances, and I'm sure you guys can tell by the dents that I have in my perfumes. For example, A La Folie, as much as I love it, would I repurchase it? If you want to move on to the next vanilla, not saying the next great thing, but the next vanilla that's pretty similar, but you just don't want to repurchase the same perfume because it just gets boring, especially for like us perfume heads. You just want to try another thing. I think it died down kind of quickly, and people didn't continue talking about it just because it's pretty simple. It's just a vanilla perfume, but very pretty, very sensual, and a crowd pleaser at that. So Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. All right, so the next one that I have here is the next least, I guess you could say, unique, but it's still unique in its own way. Like all these, I consider them unique. MAC, I was gonna say Velvet Teddy. Now that one is very unique, and I don't recommend it for everyone. This is Turquoise. I don't see Turquoise being one of those fragrances it's pretty hard to not like, to be honest. Like, it's a very crowd pleasing. You smell good, you smell pretty, you smell fresh without being soapy, you just smell clean without being soapy. It has this very nice watery sweetness, definitely an aquatic fragrance, very light, but pretty well freaking performing. I know that like aquatic perfumes don't really perform well on people, but I don't have an issue with this at all. If I'm looking for like a good fragrance, like an easy go-to that I know for a fact is gonna get complimented on me, is MAC Turquoise. I can't tell you, people freaking love this thing on me, like love this thing, and I'm talking about all ages, all genders. Not only the same person has complimented me multiple times on it, but multiple people have complimented me on this perfume right here. And ironically, I wear this perfume to like when I'm like the most wretched ever. If I'm going to the gym, I just left the gym, or if like just I'm at home and I'm running errands afterwards, like shorts and a big t-shirt type of thing. Literally, yeah, all the time. Other day, was it the other day or was it this week? Sometime like not too long ago, I took a shower and I got dressed, and I'm talking about like bummy, and I was going to my boyfriend's family for dinner, just bummy as heck, but I smelled fresh and I smelled good. His mom hugged me. She was like, "Why you smell so good?" And I'm like, This is also one of my boyfriend's favorite perfumes on me. People have stopped me and asked me what it is that I'm wearing, and they look it up on their phone so they could buy it. It's also fairly affordable. Although it's not extremely unique, I can't really think of another perfume that really smells like this one, just because it's pretty hard, I feel, to find a fresh perfume without being soapy and musky. And this one doesn't really have those qualities. It's just like sweet and translucent, but still fresh, like fresh out the shower. It just has like a delicious sweetness. This is one of my ultimate favorites. Now this for sure is a repurchase, like for sure. But the only other perfume that I can say kind of reminds me of this one is Acqua di Gioia, is it? This one's sweeter, that's the thing. I love the sweetness in this, and it's not like a sugary sweetness at that either. It's not cloying at all. You still smell fresh and clean. Very unique in its own way. All right, the next perfume is one that definitely had some hype, or maybe its counterpart had hyped. This one not as much. This is Angel Muse, the EDT version. I did have, and I think I still do, I just never like posted it to sell and I never gave it away. They're very similar. This one is just lighter and it does have like a slight fruity touch, and Angel Muse is a little bit more rich. It's never really like decadent. To me, they both are very herbaceous. They smell like tea to me. Like the sweetness in these perfumes mixed with the patchouli, it just smells like a tea. And I always say this, I used to wear this perfume a lot, and the other one to go to sleep, to be around the house during COVID time when we were like working from home and stuff. And even now that I go to work this whole week, I have been just reaching for this. I've had a stressful week, and for whatever reason, this perfume calms me down, and so does the other counterpart, like the original EDP. I'm telling you, like it literally smells like a tea to me. Like I don't know what it is. Very calming. I was walking Lexi, my dog, the other day, and I put this on Instagram. You guys should follow me on Instagram. I always tell you guys over there everything first. And I'm walking, and I had like a sweater because like at work it's freezing, so I still had like my work attire. She's drinking water, if you could hear that. And I'm walking her, and it's very windy. I kept getting these little whiffs of like some sort of sweetness, but it wasn't like a floral sweetness. It wasn't a candy sweetness. It was like a cloud, kind of like Ariana Grande cloud, but it had like a unique touch. It was a little bit thicker than cloud. And I'm like, what is that smell? What is that smell? So I come home. So when I take off my sweater, I realized that smell was literally me. This is one of those perfumes that it's not as heavy as the EDP, like I said, even though I don't consider the EDP that heavy either, but in comparison it's lighter. Like I said, I was in the evening time after work, okay? I completely forgot I had this perfume. I literally completely forgot, because it's one of those perfumes that it's light, so you really don't remember that you have it on, but then randomly you get like a little whiff. If you walk too quick or you pass someone, it's just one of those. Like kind of like BR 540, I guess you could say. Like sometimes you just forget you have it on, but like you'll just get random whiffs of it, or other people could definitely smell it on you. Very unique sweetness. Like I said, it's not floral, it's not fruity. To me, it was just like a very calming, cloudy, fluffy sweetness. But the patchouli, Julie in here just added a uniqueness. Like I don't know how to describe it. It was just very mysterious, like sweet smelling, and I was like, damn. Like I even had to put it on my story. I was very like intrigued and surprised by this one, especially like now, like, you know, it's getting hotter or whatever, but it worked very well in the wind, let me tell you. It doesn't really just get talked about anymore, and that's one thing that I wanted to mention within this list. All these perfumes, like I said, you know, maybe you have heard about them or whatever, but I feel like they get forgotten because new perfumes come up. Or I notice, at least in the fragrance community as well, like a lot of people, they go from designer to niche, which is fine, whatever, but you can definitely still find very unique, affordable perfumes out there. And my next video will be something similar to that. I have been looking into very like unique cheapies with the help of you guys, so yeah, watch out for that video. Next fragrance is one that I talked about a lot in the fragrance community. Never really got as much love, I could say. However, the original, the OG, that one got a lot of love for me, and a lot of love but also hate from a lot of people. And here I'm talking about Alien, the Oh Sublime, look at me, I forgot the name. Yes, I do have some juice still. If I turn it upside down, then you can see it. Don't look at my nails, they're still crusty, y'all. Alien, just in general, is a very, very unique smell. Just very unique. Not everyone smells like it. And that whole mumbo jumbo of popular fragrances that are popular in the fragrance community are not a thing for them to be popular in real life, okay? Like in the office, for example, people in my office don't wear perfume. People in my everyday life don't really wear perfume. Only people that I know that, you know, wear perfume is really me, my mom, especially now because she has like a whole collection because of me, my aunt, but it's like they have their signature smell. Most people that I know don't even wear perfume, or they wear like a body splash or something, or just a lot of people just don't wear perfume. I feel like for a lot of people, like outside of the fragrance community, find wearing a perfume similar to putting on body lotion, like it's some sort of chore. Might be popular in the fragrance community, but doesn't mean that it's popular out in the real world, outside of this camera, outside of Instagram, outside of YouTube. This is a perfume that every single time that I put it on, I'm like, I know I smell sexy. I know I smell different. I know I smell unique. And I know that I smell very distinct from the crowd. Like you can point my smell out. This is like a wearable Alien, even though I have worn the purple Alien during the day, but this is like my go-to. I love the candied lemon that's in this perfume. I don't know if it's vanilla in the base or amber. I'm leaning more towards amber. It's not like as rich as vanilla, but it has definitely like a warm sweetness in the dry down. And that amber is kind of like candied. I'm gonna look it up as a matter of fact. So it has amber, vanilla, and cashmerean. I never know how to pronounce that one, cashmerean. Makes sense. It's a very like smooth dry down, and it just makes it very candied. So if you want to smell sweet and candy and sexy, but wearable on an everyday basis, this is your girl. This is my girl. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing her today with another perfume that should I talk about it now? I'm gonna talk about it now, whatever. I know that I said that I was gonna do this from like most unique to least whatever, but I low-key just like, are you okay, mommy? Are you okay? But I low-key just messed that up because like I just started grabbing stuff, so because we're not really doing an order anymore. But I'm gonna talk about the one that I'm layering tonight with that one. So I'm wearing Jimmy Choo Illicit. This is one that I believe Gabby is the one that talked about it last year, and I was unimpressed just because I really expected it to be very heavy caramel, like thick and dense, and I'm honestly not really into those perfumes anymore. Like actually at all. So I'm really glad that I gave this one a chance and I decided to keep it. And this one, it's like to me very boozy, watery in the aspect, or liquidy, I guess you can say, of translucent, in the case that it's not like cakey at all. Ugh. I kind of like perfumes to like be a little bit more cloudy, a little bit more fluffy. It's thick without being heavy. It has more of like a boozy, like alcoholic beverage, maybe like a rum or a whiskey quality to it. Not that they smell similar, okay? Before y'all come for me. But this is my preference of Angel's Share. I had Angel's Share, I got rid of it. And honestly, this is a very cheap perfume, and this is definitely one I know for a fact that doesn't get talked about as often as it should, or it doesn't get talked about really. It just doesn't get talked about. I know people know about it, but I don't think it gets the love that it deserves. And if you look at the design, it actually kind of looks like a cup. The juice inside looks like a whiskey or rum. So I don't know if that's also playing mind games with me, but that's really what it reminds me. And it has like a really nice woody base, but it's like that fizzy wood, similar to the wood that's in Valentino Donna Born in Roma. I don't know why I said it like that. Valentino Donna Born in Roma. Or the wood base that's in the Stars, the body lotion from Bath and Body Works, like that kind of wood. I don't know if it's Gaiac wood or cashmerean wood, I think it's called, but one of those. And it's like a very ambery, caramelly touch without being heavy. It's definitely more on the boozy side of things. I think this perfume is also very sexy, but definitely very wearable. It's appropriate, I feel, for yes, nighttime, but also daytime. And wearing these two together, I couldn't decide today, y'all. Like I just couldn't decide. And whenever I'm gonna record videos, I like to spray on whatever it is that I'm going to talk about, at least two or one of them, just because it puts me in the mood and the vision so I can explain it to you guys. And I really didn't know which one to choose, and these two together, bomb. Like the woodiness of both of them, the sugariness of both of them, the sweetness of both of them, the smoothness of both of them, a sexy bomb. I love creating layering combos. If you guys have these two, definitely try it out and let me know how you feel about the combo. I swear I just be making the most random shit. Next, I'm gonna talk about one that definitely had hype. This is one that I'm not telling you it never had hype. It had hype, got forgotten. And I'm talking about Ariana Grande Cloud. This was all the rave, all the talk about 2 years ago. Wow, it's been a while now. Wow. Probably would have grown a lot more if I were consistent, huh? But it is what it is. Like, I always smell the coconut essence, but I sprayed it this morning along with Angel Muse, and I got like the coconut blast. I was like, wow, I never got it as prominent as I get it now. It's crazy how your nose grows. This was one that had a lot of hype, got forgotten, got moved on. This is my second bottle of it, and I mostly use this as a topper with anything. Literally anything that I'm wearing, I like to top this off, just because I feel like it works similar to 540. It adds a little bit of sweetness, but it definitely helps with performance and longevity, and it adds kind of like a beast mode effect to fragrances. Try it out. This is a perfume that I feel really don't feel like it messes up any notes. If anything, it kind of just emphasizes notes. Great bang for your buck. I always recommend this to like my friends, or when they have smelled me, they're like, oh my god, you smell so good. And I'm like, girl, Ariana Grande Cloud, like 20 bucks at Ross, Fragrance Net, all those sites. I think it's definitely worth it. Do I think it's similar to 540? Only really in the opening. The combination of the bergamot I think it has and lavender, that opening definitely has like 540, okay? Signed on it. But the dry down is a little bit more milky, it's a little bit more sweet, it has like that coconutty essence to it that 540 doesn't. I think it's definitely a little bit more girly than 540. Yeah, just more feminine. It takes on a different take. However, I have been questioned if I'm wearing 540 when I have had Cloud. So maybe in sillage wise, I wanted to mention that just in case anyone wondered, even though there's a million of videos out there, but you'd be surprised. Like, I still get comments to this day about my jewelry. Where do I get it? I have my own jewelry line. So if you didn't know, like, there's a lot of things that you think you say a lot of the times, but maybe you have new subscribers. People sometimes just play you in the background, so they're not really listening to you. On its own, sweet, fluffy, cloudy, literally cloudy, and it's very cheap as well. A really great freaking celebrity fragrance. I wish you guys could see my dog, the way she looks. She looks so sad. She's such a bad girl though. And last but not least, we're gonna talk about actually a dupe or clone. I like to say that they're clones. There's a difference between clone and dupes. But you know what? I'm gonna say what I think it is, and it's clone, okay? And this is Oriental Cherry from DOSSIER. I do have a code with them. I'll link the code down below so you guys can get, I think it's 10 or 15% off. I really don't remember these things, guys, but if you guys wanna support me, this video is not sponsored, by the way. I just have an affiliate link with them. Support me, or if you guys just want a savings, check it down below. I really don't remember these things. This is one of the best clones that I have smelled for Tom Ford Lost Cherry. If I were gifted Lost Cherry, I would obviously keep it. I really like the Tom Ford bottles, and I think the smell itself is gorgeous. I just don't think that it's worth the money at all, so I would personally not buy it, but I do like the smell of it. This is my favorite one just because this one has a candied almond, and I don't even think that they have it in the, yeah, they really don't. They don't have it in the base notes. Oh, they have the almond in the top note, but this is the most like almondy one that I have smelled, and it has still that cherry. I had a kick of cherry for quite some time and I got over it. Cherry can come off very artificial or like juvenile fruity. I'm just not into that anymore, but this is my favorite one from DOSSIER. The almond in this is very honeyed and like caramelized, and the cherry is still prominent, but it's definitely more like grown up. It's not as fruity, and it's so freaking sexy. This is another one of the ones that gets complimented on me, similar to the way that Kenzo Elixir gets complimented on me. These are two that like I wear for a specific purpose. Yeah, and also amazing performance. One of those that like I wear at night because that's usually just when I wear it, and I do wake up in the morning, smelling very cherried, almondy, dripped in honey. One of my favorites, and it's really good bang for your buck as well. So this is Oriental Cherry from DOSSIER, and that's pretty much it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you guys are not subscribed, then please subscribe, as it helps me out a lot, tons. And I hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful and blessed day, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye guys.